Hello guys and welcome back to our channel. In this video we're looking at the brand new track only Brabham BT62 supercar. But before we take a close look at the BT62, I want to tell you more about Brabham as I don't think it's a name everyone will recognize. Brabham is an iconic name in Formula 1. It has a great history in the sport as well as other forms of motorsport. Brabham is named after Jack Brabham, the 3 times Formula 1 world champion from Australia and the only man to have won the F1 championship in a car bearing his own name. Brabham started racing in 1948 in the yellow midget speed racer we saw in the previous shots, where he won in his third race. He quickly moved to Formula 1 in 1955, driving for the Cooper team. Brabham won his first world title with Cooper in 1959 and again in 1960. In 1961, Brabham with his fellow Australian Ron Toronak started building single-seater Formula Junior cars under the name of Motor Racing Development Limited but badged as Brabham. He built his first F1 car in 1962, finishing third in the Constructors' Championship that year. Brabham's first F1 Championship race win as a constructor came in 1964 in France in the BT7, and in 1966, with Jack Brabham at the wheel, won their first Drivers' Championship as well as their Constructors' Championship, the only driver to have won the F1 Championship in a car bearing his own name. Jack Brabham retired from Grand Prix racing in 1970, with his final race being in South Africa. He also sold his share in the team to Ron Toronak. In 1971, Bernie Ikson bought the Brabham team from Toronak. Bernie sold the team himself in 1988. Whilst under his control, they won 22 races and 2 drivers' world titles in 1981 and 1983 with Nelson Piquet. The Brabham team, at its height in the 1960s, were manufacturing more single-seater race cars than any other manufacturer for various different racing categories. Former Brabham race car drivers include Jackie Ickx, Graham Hill, Niki Lauda, Martin Brundle, to name just a few. Jack Brabham's sons got involved in motorsport as well. Jeff Brabham won the Le Mans race in 1993 and David Brabham winning it in 2009. David and Jeff's sons are also competing in motorsport. This brings us to the Brabham BT62, a relaunch of the Brabham name into the manufacturing of cars led by David Brabham. The BT62 is a track-only car limited to just 70 units to mark 70 years of Jack Brabham's first race in a yellow midget race car we saw earlier. 35 of the cars will have special liveries commemorating Brabham's 35 victories in Formula 1, with the other 35 cars being finished in the owner's specification. The car we're looking at is chassis 003, with the number 12 on the side marking the number of years it has taken David Brabham to get the project to this stage. The livery commemorates Brabham's 1966 French Grand Prix win. Personally, I think it's a good looking car with some nice details geared towards aerodynamics. The BT62 generates 1,200 kilograms of downforce. With the car's dry weight of only 972 kilograms, theoretically the car generates enough downforce to drive upside down. The design of the car is entirely new, made from carbon fiber body panels and carbon Kevlar wheel housings with bespoke Michelin competition tyres. The front splitter is extensive, with the intakes being intricate. Clearly the design team has spent some time getting this right. One of my favourite features are the front wheel arches. Just look at how sculptured they are, and how aggressive the side of the car has been designed to channel airflow towards the rear of the car. Moving to the rear of the car, the engine cover incorporates the new Brabham logo. It also has a huge diffuser to generate downforce, as well as an interesting shape for the rear wing. The engine is a naturally aspirated V8 producing 700 brake horsepower. With the car weighing just 972 kilograms, this gives a power-to-weight ratio of 720 brake horsepower, driving the rear wheels. To help owners harness its power and cope with its huge downforce, they will automatically become members of the Brabham Drivers Development Program, with its aim to develop the driver's skills and physical ability to fully explore the BT62. The car will be available in left-hand drive, with right-hand drive examples available on request. When I was speaking to David Brabham, he said at least one of the buyers has requested their car to be converted to road legal spec, which will of course mean changes to the car, including the rear diffuser, front splitter, exhaust and probably some other tweaks as well. David also said there is a possibility of a GT sports car racing program in the future, and if the conditions are right and under the right circumstances, they would also consider an involvement in Formula 1. The cars will be built in Australia, but Brabham will have an office in the UK. The cost of a BT62 is £1 million plus taxes, with delivery starting later on this year. Personally, I'm excited about the Brabham project. They have started off with a great car, and I cannot wait to see what else they come up with in the future. I will leave some links below in the description, including the Brabham website for those who want more information. This brings us to the end of the video. I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers I have had recently, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so as there's a lot more to come in the future. Once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.